Yeah, Sophie, let me tell you something. I've been witness to the corruption that took place in and continues to occur in neurosurgery. When I tell you that Carl Bruce failed many exams and shouldn't be in neurosurgery, and Peter Charles failed even more as Colonel Charles outside, he failed four times the most important subject. Carl Bruce failed the most important subject. And he should not be a neurosurgeon. None of them should be a neurosurgeon. None of them. What they have done is use the place as a thiefdom. And a Guyanese named Ivor Crandon come from Guyana, the son of a policeman, to rob the place. He is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. What he has done. He has stood by and encouraged this corruption to take place. And they walk around speaking speaky spokey as if they're so decent and upright when they're nothing but absolutely deplorable. Absolutely deplorable. Carl Bruce is the substantive owner
Hey!
of medical technology. His niece, Trudy Ricketts, cannot be fired because she's put there to watch things. She's the watcher. Athol Hamilton is a front man.
Hey!
A guy called Green is there. These people have not moved from medical technology. They cannot be moved because they're in the racket. They're in the racket. And what happens is that Carl Bruce orders his juniors only to buy things from medical technology. His company. All right, let me give you a horrific example of how terrible these people are. Say, for instance, a disc, an intervertebral disc in your neck, that's the shock absorber between the vertebral bodies, is ruptured. What we do in England is to just drill off something called osteophytes, the bone spurs, and keep them. We take out the destroyed disc and we insert a plastic packed with dust inside the disc. And that's it. But the horrific thing what Carl Bruce does is write a prescription for a titanium plate, 4 or 6 screws, and dead American bones. Listen to me. Dead American bones. To instead of using a plastic cage, which has no risk,
Wow.
they use dead American bones, which has a tiny risk of passing on a slow virus,
Virus?
to pack into that space. So the cost jumps from $50,000 to anywhere from $250,000 to $350,000. This is dry foot, poor country boy, Carl Bruce.
Mighty God.
He's not only violent by nature, violent by words, violent by deeds, violent by emotions, but he's also a crook.
Mighty God.
He and Kingsley Chin, you can look up Kingsley Chin,
Kingsley Chin.
cohabit together in the company.
Kingsley
Spine Frontier, if you look upon Kingsley Chin's indictment in the US, he had to give up half the value of his company. Half the value of his company to the US authorities because Fine Frontier was paying kickbacks, including to, I believe, Carl Bruce is a recipient of money from Spine Frontier. And doctors in America lost their license. They had to pay back like 1.4 million US dollars to Medicare, Medicaid. And Kingsley Chin destroyed their reputation.
Wow.
Kingsley Chin and Carl Bruce was like peas in a pod, bottom to a bench.
No,
Spine Frontier's equipment were domiciled inside medical technology at the top, at the back of Northside Plaza in Ligony. The
Mm-mm.
poor public, which is a main contractor of medical technology, had no clue that the same Carl Bruce who gets his juniors to write the prescription is a
Jesus.
beneficial owner of the company,
Jesus.
is a principal owner of the company. He has 2 criminal charges against him, and it makes perfect sense for there also to be evidence of corruption.
Mighty
He
God.
and Christopher Tufton went to school together.
What?
They went to Manchester High School
Him
together.
and Tufton go school
So the
together.
2 of them conspire and make a wonderful team
Why?
to completely
Why?
rob the government
Lord
and the
Jesus.
people of Jamaica of resources
Hey.
whilst giving them inferior treatment. What's happening to the Governor General now? How
What?
is he doing?
Mm.
Why aren't we seeing him in public? What's happening to Miss Sweeney? How did she do? And what happened to the others who died?
Lord Jesus. The
Carl
Governor
Bruce is
General.
not a spinal surgeon. He has not done a spinal fellowship. Carl Bruce just did 1 year and 10 months in Canada.
No,
To do a
sir.
fellowship, you need to do 1 straight year. He could not do that because he has not finished his training. So he has to do a maximum 6 months rotations. So he can't do a fellowship with just
No.
a 6-month rotation.
Kwame.
He is a criminal today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And Christopher Tufton found in him somebody very, very useful. A useful, well, I won't use the term that Netanyahu used, but Carl Bruce knew what he was doing. He
Jesus.
knew what he was after when he
Jesus.
set up the medical technology
Kwame.
companies. And here it is, people like Vincent Lawrence asking me, why am I not at UE? He himself was hunting the man for 2 days after Carl Bruce bludgeoned Sarah Lawrence, bludgeoned her,
Bludgeoned. Our bludgeon means
hunting him with his 9mm to go and shoot Carl Bruce
Vin, wait.
for beating up his niece, the former Miss Jamaica.
I want me just hear. Vin Lawrence a search theme. No, Sir Courtney. No.
To do a fellowship, you need to do 1 straight year. He could not do
Like
that because
this.
he has not finished his training. So he has to do a maximum 6 months rotations. So he can't do a fellowship with just a 6-month rotation.
What a
He is a
judgment.
criminal today, tomorrow, and forevermore. And Christopher Tufton found in him somebody very, very useful. A useful, well, I won't use the term that Netanyahu
No,
used,
sir.
but Carl Bruce knew what he was doing. He
No.
knew what he was after when he set up the medical technology companies. And here it is, people like Vincent Lawrence asking me, why am I not at UE? He himself was hunting the man for 2 days
Mm-mm.
after Carl Bruce bludgeoned Sarah Lawrence, bludgeoned her,
No, sir.
hunting him with his 9mm to go and shoot Carl Bruce for
Jeez.
beating up his niece, the former Miss Jamaica, and I think the Miss Caribbean, and she became pregnant during her pageantry, and they said she can serve out her term. She, of course, wants to just stay out of it all. But she, Deidre Rowe, the man's wife, the man's previous girlfriends, one from Barbados, he bludgeoned them.
Mighty God.
He attacked me and think he would get away with it. He never knew that the police would arrest him.
No,
There are
sir.
many people he attacked. And the nurses are in some way, in a sense, hypocritical, but I can understand. They're afraid to lose their jobs.
My God.
But they have been attacked many times by Carl Bruce. And they should stand up to him and tell him to get out of University Hospital. He should be fired on spot. He should be fired immediately before they drag the hostel further down, because this is only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse. Down and down and down and down. If I'm not mistaken, Donovan Williams was there at the trial of Carl Bruce, commencement trial on the 15th of April. After 5 months, police was looking for him to hand himself in. And the fella was hiding, dodging, running away, speeding down Old Oak Road and caught in a police trap. Sadly, the police did not know who he was. So he thought he got away. A call then came later for him to hand himself in. A lawyer came and took the indictment. Carl Bruce is a criminal and a coward. And he has no love for the people, no love in his heart. He's an evil man, and he should lose all the value of his company, and that all of that money should go right back to the public purse to buy dialysis machines for that Bustamante Hospital, to buy drills. You know, a drill for 30. You know what makes you suspicious? When you see a minister takes time out of a taxpayer paid day to go and show a drill. So what? I have never seen this in my life. Nowhere in England, any minister of health takes time to go and show a drill. Nowhere. It would have to be like a proton beam machine that costs 250 million pounds before you see them. Not for a drill that costs 3,000 pounds. Never, never. And we have been ripped off royally and consistently. And he has been aggressive deliberately to get people like myself out of the way, because there's no way I would ever condone any such of his actions. He is jealous. He failed many exams I passed. He got no awards. I got awards. He was jealous to the core. I have 3 final neurosurgery exams. It was not necessary. But because University of West Indies wanted to say they graduate me, and Crandon wanted to claim, oh, he graduated 7 neurosurgery residents, and so he should get professor. Where is his qualification in neurosurgery? Crandon has none. Crandon has not a single qualification in neurosurgery. Not one. And neither Cheeks. They're the old guards, the old days. So Carl Bruce should step aside and leave it to the young people.
No,
leave
sir.
it to people who earned it through merit. The man attacked me and derailed my academic career and my professional career. And they, like Archibald MacDonald, chose to believe him. And we know Archibald MacDonald is not a good name in terms of reputation.
My God.
When we look at the IT contract, that we can't even find the person who he is buying the IT contract from. He is wicked and evil. They have no love for the people. And he loves to work with dunce people, not bright people. Archibald MacDonald, thank God the university got rid of him. But this is a corruption that has been going on for over 20 years. And Crandon is very much a part of the complicity. But Carl Bruce turned it up on steroids.